All right, folks, welcome back inside the janitor's closet for your week 10 best bet show. My name is Bryce Hunt, joined as always by lead football expert at TJC, Josh Frey-Sam. Josh, we went 4-3 last week, back in the green, back where we need to be 25, 21, and 2 for the season, around that 55% mark. Looking to get back into the 60 range this week as we have 4 plays coming for you on this week's show, Josh. A lot of good looking lines on this week's card.
Yeah, man, like the slate, like what we have lined up here. Still mulling over some other plays, so we'll see if we might shoot someone out there on X there on our X account. But cannot believe we're already into the double digits for weeks, man. The NFL season's always flying by. Hey, it's kind of bittersweet, but ready to get back out of here. Let's stay in the green.
Already over halfway done, and things are only going to heat up as we know more about these teams. Vegas knows more about these teams and finding that consistent juggling act that is the NFL season. Josh mentioned it there. A couple plays we're still mulling over that'll be headed on to X. Keep it locked on there. We're going to keep any updates to plays, any plays that we're adding on there at TJC Bets, and keep it locked right here on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that comment button. Let the boys know you're supporting the mission as we try and take this thing to the moon. And that's exactly what we're going to do right here in week 10, as we're going to get right into it with another international game, Josh. The self-proclaimed kings of across the pond here. Maybe it's because we ourselves are not from the United States of America. We maybe feel a little bit more partial to these international games. We're heading to Germany here, starting with Indianapolis in New England. We've been very successful in these international games so far to this point, Josh. What's our play in week 10?
Yeah, man. So we're gonna go. We're gonna take. Well, actually, first I should say, the our secret kind of sauce, if you would, that we've been kind of riding with for a while has been taking the team that kind of goes a little bit earlier in the week. Has flies out to Germany a little bit earlier in the week. But what we're doing this week is both teams are flying out on Thursday. So we're kind of going to go. We have to actually, well, I mean, we do our research for each of these, but this week we're going to go Indianapolis -2. And quite simply, it's just they're the better team in my mind. Indianapolis's offense has actually been really nice to watch with Gardner Minshew at the helm. I mean, the 3 straight weeks that they have put up at least 27 points. That is enough to win football games. New England, meanwhile, is still struggling on offense. I mean, they're not doing. They're grinding out points, but they're just not a good team right now. And they also have they lost. They obviously lost Kendrick Bourne. Juju Smith-Schuster's not been very effective, but then they also might have Demario Douglas, who's like their last resort, their last hope at the wide receiver position. He is nursing an ankle injury. He might not be out there, so I don't really know who they're going to throw to on offense. They have Ramondre Stevenson and Zeke Elliott. I think Indianapolis' defense is going to get the job done, but that offense, I think, is going to be a little bit too much for New England to keep up with. So we're going to go Indianapolis -2 here confidently across the pond here to start our day nice and early once again.
Yeah, you mentioned Indy's offense has been kind of nice lately, and that defense, there's no better way to turn it around than facing the New England Patriots offense.
Yeah.
Seems to kind of kickstart a lot of teams' defenses. As we get into our next pick, we have the Los Angeles Chargers heading to Detroit here, Josh. This is a fun little matchup here between these two offense-heavy teams.
Yeah, we're going to keep this one short and sweet. You just mentioned it there, right? Like, I mean, both these offenses are fun to watch. They put up a lot of points. The Chargers obviously sling the ball about as much as anybody with Justin Herbert at the helm. The Detroit Lions are efficient on the offensive side of the ball, and the Detroit Lions are trying to. They obviously got back on track, but they're looking to kind of get back their I guess cement their names among the top upper echelon of the NFC, right? So I think that they, if they haven't already, so I think that both and the Chargers defense, not to mention, has is not very good. I mean, obviously they looked pretty good against the Jets there in prime time, but the Chargers defense isn't very good overall. Detroit's defense is kind of surviving here and there. They have some positive showings, some negative showings, but anyways, both these offenses are solid. We're going to go here. We're expecting lots of fireworks. Over 48.5 is the play here. Los Angeles and Detroit.
There you have it. And for our next play, folks, we mentioned it last week. Josh Frey-Sam does not bet on his Green Bay Packers. He broke that rule last week. He's breaking it again this week. But his boys head to Pittsburgh for a day with the Steelers.
Yeah, well, it worked out pretty well for us last week. Of course, I didn't put the money down on it, but we obviously were successful. That one came through for us. For those who did tail that play, we're gonna go right back to the well here. First half under 19 is the play. These are two offenses that are struggling to put up points in general, especially in the first half. Pittsburgh Steelers defense, although they're not very good. In the passing defense, they're good in the running defense, which the Green Bay Packers are needing to rely on with Aaron Jones now back in the fold. And then on the other side of things, Green Bay, their defense has been, I mean, it's kind of what's keeping them, hanging them around in some football games, right? So it's, that's something that they're going to need to continue to rely on. I'm not trusting Kenny Pickett very much, but first half under 19 is the play here for this game here. Hopefully, it comes back in our favor.
You mentioned it, two pretty strong defenses and two offenses that have kind of struggled to find their footing early in the games. As we head to our last play of the week, Seattle Seahawks are going to be back in the mix for us here. One of the darlings of this show. We seem to be tailing them almost every week, and I think, if I'm not mistaken here, the Washington Commanders, who might be making their debut on the show, we have Washington visiting Seattle this week, Josh.
Yeah, so I mean, Washington is in an interesting position, right? Because they just had a fire sale. Well, not maybe not quite a fire sale, actually. It looked like it might be a fire sale on the defensive side of the ball. Montez Sweat goes to Chicago. We're not really sure what's going on the defensive side of the ball. On offense, though, that kind of bodes well for them because especially for the over, which is going to be the play here, over 44.5, by the way. Their defense is taking steps back, which is going to force their offense to throw the ball a lot. So if you have Sam Howell in fantasy, maybe just a little bit of fantasy nugget, you got Sam Howell in fantasy, you're probably loving life because I mean there's no better storm there. You got a quarterback's gonna have to throw the ball to keep his team in games. Meanwhile, the defense has obviously not been very good. Seattle Seahawks, meanwhile, they are coming off an absolute stinker against the Baltimore Ravens, of course, and where they got absolutely embarrassed, which is no bueno there. They are looking to get back to their ways on offense, putting up lots of points there. I think they were held to 3 against that vaunted Baltimore Ravens defense. So they are looking to get back to their winning ways on the offensive side of the ball. I think that there's no better defense in the National Football League, perhaps, than the Washington Commanders right now to do that against. They're vulnerable against the run. They're vulnerable against the pass. Seattle Seahawks will put up points in this game. There's no doubt about it. And then the Washington Commanders are at a point right now with this offense where they're going to want to win games. They want to stay in games and they're going to pass the ball in order to do so. So I think over 44.5 here is a strong play in this game. There's going to be a little bit of rain in this game, which is the one maybe caution for a lot of people. This is being played in Seattle. Lots of rain, obviously over there on the West Coast and in the Pacific Northwest. But even then, we're going to strongly back the over 44.5 here. I think this is a strong one for us.
Yeah, you mentioned that rain that could even cause the line to drop further. So keep an eye out on that. We have it right now at 44.5 as we record this on November 10th. If you can get a lower, even better. You mentioned it. No Montez Sweat, no Chase Young anymore. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how that defense reacts and how they can defend Seattle, who has, they can go for 30 on any given night themselves.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for our 4 plays this week. We just mentioned Washington and Seattle over 44.5, Green Bay, Pittsburgh under 19, Chargers, Lions over 48.5, and the Indianapolis Colts -2 in Germany as they face the New England Patriots. Josh, these are 4 strong plays. Let's get these sunglasses back, man. It's been too long. We're looking forward to it. We're back in the green. We're back in the green, so we're moving in the right direction. I think this is our week here, Josh.
I'm hoping for it, man. Listen, we only half of the janitor's closet has the background up this week, so something's got to give here, right? We talked about it before coming on here. Hopefully, a little change up here that gets the brooms back out, sunglasses back on, man. We're feeling good. We're trending in the right direction once again. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get back on track in the sweep here, the janitor's closet, man. These brooms are getting dusty themselves. We got to dust off. Sure. We got to dust off the brooms with other brooms and put the sunglasses on, man. Let's get to it. Let's have a week.
Yes, sir. Let's bring out the Swiffers then for those brooms. Folks, thank you for joining us today for week 10. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. We appreciate your support. Hit us on X at TJC Bets. There's more plays to come. That'll do it for us, folks. Happy betting. Gamble responsibly.